Just make choices, and that choice is clear. You can make a choice. You know, Lucius could be executive director of any board in this country. He has experience and expertise and knowledge. But to say, I'm going to go to Chiapas, I'm going to go to Cuba, I'm going to go to Honduras, I'm going to represent the people who are oppressed in the face of all of the power and money that's out there, means that one has made a choice that what we do for God in the name of Christ is more important than even the sacrifice of our own life. And Lucius can relate to that. You got shot.
Both of them. And I'm so nervous. I'm telling people at Stovall's church, where's the Nicaragua? Oh, and the news, they were talking about what was happening down there. Nuns are getting, kidnapped and everything.
The Monroe Doctrine. This hemisphere, it's God's creation, right?
Yes.
But the U.S. dares to say it's ours. And the sense of ownership that the U.S. has historically presumed to exercise, it's a form of, it's sinful. It's a form of idolatry. It's claiming ownership of a people and a territory. And in order to advance that claim, the U.S. denies everything that's decent, everything that is lovely, everything that is beautiful about, in this case, everything they can to destroy them. So while we're trying to destroy them, they're saying, send your children, we'll train them, we'll help them, we'll make them doctors. It's when you really think about it, it's mind-blowing.
That's why I have so much respect and regard for what Lucius is doing, because it means that you don't do what's popular or what's expedient. You do what's necessary to fulfill God's
This
will.
oneness is coming together. What I was sharing in the email that I wrote about realizing our oneness.
Reverend Lucius Walker, what advice would you give to the people around here who either haven't found their way or haven't been looking up until now, but would like to be more effective and would like to make a difference for the rest of humanity? Could you offer advice?
Well, there's a scripture that says, you shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free. We need to struggle to access truth about our government's relationship to other countries, about the impact our actions and policies have on other countries. And the best way to do that is through alternative media. We should read and seek out alternative media, and those writers that we are gifted, privileged to have in our time, who excel at unearthing the truth. How the U.S. emerges in the comparisons that we make. I'll give you an example of what I'm saying. The U.S. seeks to make the world a better place for U.S. interests.
Corporate.
Right. That means we want economic privilege and preference for U.S. corporations. It means we want to dominate militarily as well as politically the affairs of other countries. And if we were to think about that and think about how that philosophy would affect our lives if other countries were able to impose their will to exploit our resources, to make life better for their companies and their people at our expense, maybe we'd begin to think that what the U.S. does is inadvisable, it's immoral, it's not just. But we don't think enough. We are like little birds being fed by the U.S. leadership and the U.S. media. But we have to learn to think critically, to read between the lines, behind the lines, and to turn the tables to see how behavior of other people directed to us, patterned after our behavior in the world, how we would feel about that, how it would affect us. So there are things that we can do about reordering the way we think, probing to find the truth, not being afraid to be critical of our own government, rather than just accepting whatever the media says, accepting whatever our government says. Blind practice critically the thinking and the teachings of Jesus.